Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 21 updates and spoilers, and happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends and viewers. Our house guest of the day is one of the proudest Canadians we know, Catherine B. Yay! Thank you so much for the support. We hope you're doing well, and this community is a lot specialer because of you. So thank you so much. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day like Catherine, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so when we left off yesterday, the power veto ceremony was in progress. I'm going to do all Canadian accent now. And we found out that as planned, Sam used the power veto on Cliff. And I'm guessing Christie pretended to be shocked that the veto was used because that was also part of the plan. And then Christie nominated Ovi, which means it's Ovi versus Kat up on the block. And I guess Ovi's the target. I feel like this was a dumb move. What threat does Ovi pose to Christie's game? Like, I understand how she was freaking out about not wanting to put Bella up because she didn't have any issues with her, but like, couldn't you say the same thing about Ovi? I mean, really. So it seems like she really just took the easy way out because she knew that he wouldn't blow up and people don't necessarily love him, so they'll just vote him out, and then she'll be able to keep her promise that she's been making all week to Kat that she's going to be safe. Alright, so we also found out last night on the show that Ovi won the Nightmare Wactivity twist, whatever, power. So that means that he'll be able to use it once sometime in the next 6 weeks if he survives. And it will allow him to, I think they said, like, wake up everybody after nominations. And then whoever was nominated, those people are going to be safe. And then the HOH has to nominate 2 new people. That's great and all, but it's only for the initial nominees. So he's up on the block after the veto. It's not going to do anything for him this week, which really sucks. But I'm wondering if he's allowed to tell people that he has it. I think he can, because I didn't hear them say you can't. So maybe he can use that as some sort of a campaign tool. He could be like, yo, I got this power, so if you keep me around and you find yourself up on the block, I'll save you. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of at this point. I think that could come in handy with the right people. So anyway, the feeds come back after the ceremony to everyone hugging, blah, 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 blah. And then it was followed by a flurry of activity. I feel like the next 2 hours after the ceremony were like jam-packed with stuff. So Ovi and Nick were in the Target bedroom, and Nick is telling Ovi, all right, you know, you got to campaign your ass off now. And he's saying, I think you can get the votes to stay, so just take some time for yourself and then do one-on-ones with people and see what's up. Is Nick BSing or is he for real? Because he's telling everybody else that he wants to get rid of Ovi, but to his face, he's all like, yeah, you can do this. I think he's BSing. But honestly, I feel like Nick could be one of the people that Ovi could get to flip and keep him, because Nick is a very emotional guy, I would say. So I think if he was able to pull the right strings, he might be able to flip Nick. Like, for example, if he was all like, if you keep me and I win HOH, I'll go after Jack. I think Nick might like that, and you'll see why in a little bit. Okay, so then when Ovi was alone, he was like, I guess I got played. That's so sad. Oh my god. So then Christie was checking in with Kat, and she's like, I just wanted to let you know, I am going to tell Ovi that he's a pawn this week, but don't worry, you're going to be staying. I'm just telling him that so that he won't freak out. So then Christie's saying, this was my best option to keep you safe this week. I need you to trust me. Stay social, stay present. And Kat's just like, do what you need to do. Okay, so then Christie goes and talks to Ovi. And she lies and says that Sam told her last night and even an hour before the POV ceremony that he wasn't going to use the veto. So she's like, I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. So then Jack comes in. And he gives Ovi a hug, and then Ovi starts crying. Oh my god. So Ovi's like, I just don't want to get played. And Christie says, I was just as surprised as you were. Stop it! Just stop it. And Ovi's like, well, I have your backs. And Christie's like, I know. Kat is gonna dig herself in a hole, and just don't do what she's doing. You're okay. Be Ovi. Be you. Keep doing what you've been doing the past few days, and it's gonna be fine. She says, let Kat become a thorn in everybody's sides, you know? So Ovi's like, I know, but I'm worried that now I'm up on the block and people are gonna take a shot at me. And Jack's like, that's what we're here for. Like, oh, you're gonna do something to help Ovi? I really doubt it. So Christie's like, I'm so sorry. I was just as unprepared for this as you. And Ovi says, no hard feelings. I don't hold any grudges. Well, baby, you should start. Okay, so then Jack, Jackson, and Nick were in the backyard. And Nick is kind of trying to smooth things over here because Christie is worried that, like, Jack's gonna freak out because she didn't do what he wanted. So Nick's trying to, like, make everything okay. So he's like, it's fine. We're just gonna take out Jess or Cami next week. Okay, so then Jack is like, oh yeah, it's whatever. Like, we have the numbers no matter what. So, like, we could do whatever we want. So then Nick is like, all right, Jack, I just wanted to let you know that it's going around that you said you would put up Bella and Cami next week. And, like, Bella heard that. And Jack is like, really? Because I haven't said that I would put anybody up on the block. He's like, because I like, don't want to win HOHs. I want to win vetoes. So, like, I'm not telling anybody any of my nominees, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, if I won HOH, I'd put up Cami and Kat. I thought we weren't saying those things. It's very vintage Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Camille, we don't say those things, but now we said it, right? So then Jack immediately wants to clear the air, so he pulls Bella aside and he's telling her, yo, I didn't drop your name. That's funny because he did push really hard to get her on the block this week when Christie was saying that she didn't want to put Cami up anymore. So Jackson's like, I never said who I'd put up because I don't even want to win HOHs. And then again, he says that he would put up Kat and Cami, hands down. You can't make this shit up. So then Bella's like, yeah, I thought it was weird when I heard it, but, like, I wasn't too worried because we're working together. She's just playing along, right? I mean, she knows that Jack is doing the most. So Bella says, yeah, I mean, Jess, Nicole, and Cami have all been talking a lot, so you can't really, you know, trust what they're saying. What are you doing? They want to work with you, and it seems legit. So then Jack says, it's crazy that these effing maggots are saying shit. Wow, he's calling them maggots now. So he says, this is the whole reason that I want to get Cami out, because she's toxic. Okay, so then Jackson and Ovi were chatting in the boat lounge, and Jackson says, everyone wants Cami gone for personal reasons. I want Cami gone for personal reasons. Jack wants Cami gone for personal reasons. Sam, Nick, we all want her gone for personal reasons, except for Christie. That's not true. There's a lot of people who didn't want her out this week. So he's like, yeah, I guess Cami never technically name-dropped Christie, so she didn't want to put her up. And he's saying, it's Christie's HOH, so we can't force her to do anything. Yeah, well, you tried it. Okay, so then Jackson says, I don't agree with this move, putting you up on the block. I want you here. But now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because he's up against Catherine. So he's like, I would rather you be here than Kat. I am sick and tired of babysitting her, and I'm not going to jeopardize my game for someone who's not willing to fight for herself. I mean, she's already talked about self-evicting multiple times. However, Jackson's like, Kat has opened up her legs to me, so I can't vote against her on national TV with my family watching and her family watching. So he's trying to, like, be honorable here or whatever. And he says, Ovi, you're probably only going to have one vote against you. And I just want you to know that that's me, so you're not, like, trying to figure it out. I just wanted you to know why, straight up, on the table honest, man to man. Is he lying, or does he just not know what's going on? So Ovi's like, I understand that, but I think I might need your vote this week. So Jackson's like, oh, well, if it's close, I'll pick you over Kat. Okay, so then Jackson goes to the backyard to tell Jack, Nick, and Bella about his conversation with Ovi, and he's telling them, like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm gonna have to be, a vote for, what was I gonna say? Oh, for Kat to stay. Like, he's gonna have to do that. And they're all like, yeah, we're all voting Ovi out. Like, what? Did you not know what was happening here? Jackson was under the impression that they wanted to keep Ovi and get rid of Kat. Oh my god! So Nick is like, no, we're getting rid of Ovi this week, then Cami, then Jess, and then Kat. That's really lame. But they're convinced now that since, no power was used after this power of veto ceremony, they're like, okay, well, Ovi definitely doesn't have it, Kat doesn't have it. They're assuming that Cliff has the power. Nope, Ovi has it and just can't use it. Okay, so then meanwhile, Christie touches base with Sam in the HOH room because they gotta make sure they're on the same page with their lies about whether or not Christie knew that the veto was going to be used. So they're going to pretend to be angry with each other, act a little salty, because there wasn't, like, the right communication before the ceremony, and then they'll be over it tomorrow. But they also discussed, Christie says she's not really going to, like, single out a target this week. She says it's a house decision. If they want to get rid of Kat, fine. If they want to get rid of Ovi, great. Whatever happens, happens. But she doesn't want to single out a target because then whoever stays, she can be like, I told you were going to be safe, like, you know? So she's going to try and work that angle. Okay, so then Jess was talking to Holly and Sis in the bathroom area, and we've already heard that Jess is interested in starting some sort of girls' alliance or understanding or something. So now she's planting the seeds with Holly and Sis, and she's like, wouldn't it be great if we could get all the girls to jury? All of them, though? Like, honestly, I would pass. I don't want to see all of them make jury. And, I would like to see a mix of men and women. Like, I think, yeah, I would love to see a strong girls' alliance, but all those girls, some of them got to go. So, Jess is like, oh, it'd be great, and I know some of the other girls feel that way, too, so it's not just, like, a dream. So she's like, yeah, it'd be great if, like, the girls agree not to vote out any of the other girls. What if there's 2 girls nominated? What are you gonna do then? So we'll come back to that. But then Ovi is already starting to make the rounds here, and he's pretty much telling everybody the same thing. It wasn't really any in-depth campaigning or, like, any specifics from person to person. It was pretty much all the same thing. He was just like, I have your back. If you ever need something from me, I'll do it. And if you help me out, I won't forget it. Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty basic. I think at this point, he's just trying to, like, see what the vibe is, see how people are feeling, I hope, before he goes more in depth. Because you're going to have to do better than that. Okay. It's early, though. It's early days. So then Jess, Nicole, Cami, Christie, and Kat were all in the boat lounge. And Jess is like, before anybody else comes in here, I just want all of you to know, if I win HOH, none of the girls are being touched. And then Christie says, I'm never touching a girl again. Insert lesbian joke. I mean, come on. But she's like, now that I know everyone, I'm not gonna put up a girl until I literally have to. I don't know that I buy that from Christie, because she is, like Nick, another emotional player who's, like, following her heart, and I could definitely see her putting up another girl before she has to. So Jess is like, all right, well, I mean, if we all work together here, and everything goes according to plan this week, we'll be up 2 numbers on the guys. So Jess is like, wouldn't it be amazing if we could all support each other and make BB history? And Christie seems really into it. I will say, though, Kat and who else was there? Kat was really quiet during this, but I think the other girls were all listening intently. But Kat was very quiet. So Christie also says Tommy is an honorary girl. Oh, I love Tommy. Okay. But they're all in agreement that Ovi is going to be leaving this week. I don't know that they all necessarily feel that way, but of course they're going to say it while Kat's in the room. I think most of them are on board for it, But Nicole, I think, would rather keep Ovi. So we'll see. So then after that, Cami, Nicole, and Jess were dancing it out in the storage room. They were excited that they were able to keep Cami off the block because it was looking real bad for a while. I mean, it definitely could have gone differently. So then Cami and Jess were talking a little later, and Cami's like, yeah, so I did mention Jack's name as somebody that I would want to go up on the block, but I'm not sure who told him about that. I would say probably Bella and or Kat because they both snitches. But Cami says, you know what? I stand by it. And if I win HOH, I'm putting Jack up. Especially now that I know that he's gunning so hard for me. And she doesn't even know the personal shit that he's been saying about her. And like, it's nasty. So then later, Cami was thinking out loud, which is always nice, right? Because I like to hear what they think when nobody else is around. So she's like, if I win HOH, I'm going to put up Jack and Jackson. And then she was trying to figure out who her potential replacement nominee would be if the power of veto was used. So she said Sam, but it wasn't like a she wanted to get Sam out thing. It was more of a process of elimination thing. Like she didn't want a bunch of other people in danger. So she was like, I guess it's Sam. But obviously Jack is her #1 target. So then after this, the feeds flip to Nick, Bella, and Sam in the backyard. And they were just chatting for a few minutes. And then they, got into some game stuff. They feel like they're all in a pretty good spot game-wise. It was looking pretty dire like 2 days ago. Even yesterday. But Nick is like, if it came down to me and Cami in the HOH competition, I would throw it to Cami. And I would let her shoot her shot at Jack. Whoa! So they're supposed to be in that alliance of 8 together, but it has become no secret that Nick and Jack are like with each other, Do y'all think that part of the reason Nick wants Jack out is so that he can get sis to himself? 'Cause I do. Okay, so anyway, Nicole and Ovi were chatting in the Target bedroom. And Ovi's like, man, I just did not see this coming. And he's like, I guess Christie thought that I was the safest choice to put up on the block, because I wasn't going to freak out. So Nicole tells him, just keep a level head. Kat may flip out. She's already been a wreck this whole time anyway. So now that the POV's over, she might really go off the deep end. And she tells Ovi, I want to keep you. So Ovi thinks he has the votes to stay. He's like, yeah, I think I'll have Cliff, you, Tommy, Sis, and if I get Sis, I'll have Holly, Jack, Sam. I don't think he's got all those. So then he's asking Nicole, like, you're close to Jess, can you talk to her for me? And she's like, yeah. She says she'll talk to Cami. She says that she's going to try and help him stay. And it seems like she is actually genuine. Like, a lot of people are just like, yeah, whatever, I'll let you know. And, they're not really being honest with him. But I think she really does want to try and keep him around. Because she's like, you know what? It's way more beneficial for me to keep you. Because if Kat wins HOH, she's just going to run to Mickey. She's just going to do what those guys want. Which is definitely true. So Nicole's like, all right, I can do this. Yes. Nicole is quickly becoming one of my favorites. I think she's really smart. She knows how this game works. And she's laying low right now. And I think that's great for her. And I think she's very capable. Like, I think she had a huge hand in keeping Cami off the block this week. So Ovi's like, cool, I appreciate it. Just don't do anything to put yourself in danger, I don't need you risking your game for mine. So, so then Kat and Holly were talking in the backyard, but don't worry, Kat's not paranoid. She's not paranoid. And if she says it, it's true. So Kat is really upset that Christie told Ovi that he's a pawn. Because she's like, she also told me that I'm a pawn, so like what if she's not being honest with me either? Like what if I'm the target? She says that really broke her trust with Christie. And Kat is also paranoid that Bella, Nick, and Cami are going to flip the vote and get rid of her. she's also paranoid that Jack is working with Ovi, even though everybody's been telling her that's fake. Ovi thinks that they're working together, but they are not. And then, surprise, surprise, both Holly and Kat are like, I hate the Girls Alliance idea. I think it's stupid. Did I not say this the other day? Do not bother even trying with Kat, Holly, or Annalise, because it's not gonna happen. They're gonna go back to the guys and be like, guess what? So yeah, I was really surprised that Jess approached them like that, but what are you gonna do? All right, so back to Nicole. She is starting to test the waters here. She's campaigning for Ovi a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't say she's campaigning yet, but she's definitely, you know, putting some feelers out there. So she was talking to Nick, and he was like, all right, well, ideally, like, which one would you want to stay? And she says, I would rather keep Ovi because I've talked to him more than I have with Kat. And Nick is like, okay, that's nice, but I'd like to keep Kat around because he is planning on using her as a pawn over and over and over again until it's time to get rid of her. Oh my god. If she becomes like the pawn star of this season, she's gonna have a mental breakdown. Look at how much she freaked out this week. So then, after that, Nicole was talking to Cliff outside at one point, and they both agreed they want to keep Ovi. I definitely feel like Cliff is being honest here. He wants Ovi to stay. But both of them are kind of scared to stick their necks out too much, especially this early in the game. This is only the first real, like, eviction. So they're a little bit worried about that. And if the numbers aren't there, then they're not going to just, like, throw out those random votes, right? So Cliff is like, I'm waiting for the groups to fall out, and then we'll see where everybody lands. And I think that's smart, again, that Cliff is just kind of, like, hanging back right now. Good move. Okay, so then Nicole talks to Jess, and Jess was kind of crying at the time because she wasn't feeling good, and she was also feeling, like, physically she was not feeling good, but then she was also feeling bad emotionally because she doesn't want Ovi or Kat to leave. I'd like to see Kat leave. But Nicole's like, Ovi told me that he likes Jess, I mean you, and Cami, and he'd have both of your backs. And Jess is like, that's BS, because just before, Ovi was all ready to get rid of Cami. So Jess is like, I think we should just stick with the girl thing because that's going to be our best bet right now. Is it? I mean, no. You can have a girls' alliance, but you don't have to include all of the girls because it's just not going to work. Okay, so then for the rest of the night, Ovi continued to campaign, and this was kind of like shocking and also disheartening. He seems to be really like in awe of Jack. He told Jack he's his ride or die, and then he looks up to him like a big brother. And this wasn't just something that he was saying to everyone, like he was saying this specifically to Jack. And it just made me really sad because Jack has been a jerk to him. And Ovi is not seeing that. And I would hate to think that if Ovi stayed, he would want to work with Jack. Like, really? Why? So he's not seeing what we're seeing, clearly. So then Cami and co were talking about how Jack's gotta go. Meanwhile, Jack and co were talking about how Cami's gotta go. But Jack's discussion was a lot nastier and, like, mean on a personal level. He went as far as saying that Cami makes him want to stomp a mud hole through her chest. Wow. Okay, so obviously we heard Sam say that last season, and that's probably like the only season that he's seen, and he was like making a Sam reference, but at the same time, that's like really violent. It wasn't cool when Sam said it, and it was like even less cool when he said it about a woman. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So the people in the room, there was no reaction from Tommy, Christie, or Jackson. They were kind of just like, they don't really know what to say to that. Annalise and Nick were like freaking laughing. Like, Nick's was more of like a nervous laugh, it sounded like, but Annalise was like, what? Okay, and then later last night, Nick was pissed because Jack and Sis were spooning alone up in the HOH bed for like forever. It was very Fessy being pissed at Haley in the hammock with Brett. It was so reminiscent of that. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. In other news, we've got a new alliance. New alliance alert. Woo! Late last night, Nicole, Bella, and Jess and Cami became the Black Widows alliance. I really like these four together. I hope it works out. They plan to take out the guys. Is it legit? I don't know. Bella definitely makes me nervous out of that group. I think Nicole, Cami, and Jess would be solid with each other, but Bella, we've seen it already that she will sell out her friends, so it makes me a little bit nervous. In the moment, she seemed really committed to it, but I don't know how long it's gonna last. We'll see. So then today, Cliff started off the day with his morning chat. He does that a lot because he gets up earlier than everybody else, and he likes to just share his thoughts, game related and just like life related, with the live feed viewers, which is fun. And I gotta say, this dude is a super fan and he knows the game, and oh my god, he gave us a shout out, which was so cool. That's the first time we've ever been shouted out on the feeds that we know of, so thank you so much. I'm so excited that Cliff has seen our videos, including the puppet shows. Oh my god, that's horrifying in a way, but it's just really cool, and I really do think that he knows the game, and he's playing really smart so far, so good for him. Alright, so then Nick, everybody else gets up. Nick is still freaking out about the Sis and Jack Cuddlegate. He was talking to Christie and Bella in the boat lounge, and Christie is like, I just don't want Jack to corrupt Sis because she's so sweet. Is she though? I've heard her say really questionable, nasty things about people. I think she's got that like voice, but I don't know that she's super sweet. And then Christie was warning Nick, yeah, don't talk about all this too much publicly because Jack already notices that you're the one bringing it up, going from room to room and being like, can you believe that? So like, you need to chill it out a little bit. Don't give them any ammunition against you or any reason to come after you. So Nick is now saying, you know what, if I win HOH, I might just backdoor Jack. You knew that that was gonna happen. You knew it, of course. Because then he's like, oh yeah, because then Jackson will come to me and Annalise will go to like Bella or something. But he was really thinking Annalise will go to me. You know it. So then Christie's like, I'm kind of nervous. If Jack wins HOH, would he turn against me because I didn't do what he wanted me to do this week? So she's like, if he puts me up, I will win the veto and publicly tell everyone how he's been playing each and every one of them, and I will use specific details. And she also said, I'm gonna tell them all the nasty stuff he's been saying about them. Slut shaming people, food shaming people, talking shit about the way people eat. Damn, maybe you should just tell them anyway, right? But in related news, it seems like production had a little talk with Jack today in the diary room and told him basically be less of an a-hole, because I think there was quite a bit of outrage with his whole stomp in a mud hole comment. Not cool. So he's trying to be like on his best behavior now, but we'll see how long that lasts. Apparently, I also saw floating around social media today, he's got like mugshots and an arrest record. Ooh, alright, so anyway, we've got 2 days left until the eviction because it is 1 day earlier this week because of 4th of July. So things are pretty calm right now. There was a pretty sizable outdoor lockdown. I think they were fixing a leaky HOH shower. So things haven't really been like popping off yet today, but you know they will. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that Ovi has a chance to stay? Do you want him to stay? Let me know, and until tomorrow, much love.